What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to take this piece of Pecky Cypress along with some resin and a mold, and we're going to turn it into a beautiful laptop tray. If you've ever looked at your computer while you're wrapped up in a blanket, you know that your computer can suffocate sometimes and get hot. A laptop tray with these holes in it like this is going to allow your computer to breathe and not get hot. I'm going to show you how. So thank you for stopping by. Please like this video, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. First step is we're going to figure out the size of our mold. I have this polyethylene mold from Crafted Elements. If you guys don't know anything about Crafted Elements, go check them out. They have a lot of great molds. I don't know if they do the polyethylene ones anymore, but they got lots of great silicone molds. I got a coaster mold that I'm going to be using in another video coming up, but and that one's silicone, but this is polyethylene, so this is like a rigid plastic. So we need to figure out the size of that. Take our trusty measurements here. The width doesn't matter so much, it's just the length. I've got 16 1/4. Penetrating epoxy on the pieces of wood, and we'll be using Total Boat penetrating epoxy. Total Boat, I'm sorry, these bottles look junky. My house flooded during Hurricane Ida, and they survived penetrating epoxy. The bottles look beat up, but you know, hey, you got to do what you got to do. You're gonna need your mold, cup to mix in. Got the mixer, got your mold release. Got your PPE. I put the Total Boat penetrating epoxy on the wood. I poured it around, I smeared it around with my hands, with gloves on, of course. Now, let me put some more gloves on. So you can see it's all good and covered in there. And what's going to happen is the penetrating epoxy is going to help this wood stick down to the mold. So when we pour the colored resin, when we do the deep pour, it's going to help keep it down so it doesn't float. Take our Rest Poker. It's got a little bit of give. It's a little soft, just a little bit, but that'll be good for bonding with the deep pour epoxy. We're going to be using this stuff here. It's Fiberglass Coatings Ink Super Clear 2.0 Premium Commercial Grade Liquid Glass, 2 to 4 inch thick pours. This stuff is great. This stuff doesn't leave a lot of bubbles. The problem with doing epoxy pours with Pecky Cypress is there's so many nooks and crannies that you got to try to get it into all the areas. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix up a bunch. And we're going to practically submerge this this piece, so when we go to plane it, it's going to bring it down back to the wood and expose the wood, and then hopefully there won't be that many air pockets that we have to fill later with some UV resin, or just do a quick fill with some more resin. And this is going to be a gift for somebody, and they really are into copper, so I'm going to be using these black diamond pigments. This is Liberty Copper, which I think is going to look really cool with the Pecky Cypress. Resin is cured. Let's take a look at this. That looks really nice. Hopefully you can see that. That copper in the resin and that Pecky Cypress. You can see the variations in the wood right there. That's going to look really nice. Let's get this out of here. Don't have to hit it too much, we just wanted to. Easy peasy. Oh, here's the bottom side. Look at that. Hopefully you can see that. A little bubble there where this clear part here is the penetrating epoxy right here. All of this part right here. But that's going to get surfaced down. You can see here's the air bubble right here. And the air bubble right here, there's a pocket right here. And I can use some UV epoxy to fill those holes in. The next step is we're gonna trim this down a little bit. This is wider than my planer. It needs to be 12 1/4. This is 12 1/2, so I have to trim it down a little bit. And I'm gonna trim the sharp edges off on the long ends as well. guys, here's our freshly planed board. You can see the snipe, you can see the holes and some of the cracks and stuff. So I'm just going to fill that with some UV resin. Now we need to lay out the holes for the computer to be able to breathe. Here's my wife's that I made earlier, like I told you. And I'm going to do the two hand holds so you can carry it like that, or you can carry it like that. And I think, because I want to try and keep this knot, I'm going to, or as much of the knot as I can. So I'm going to kind of do it in that orientation, so where most of the knot is going to end up right in here. Now I'm just going to take my measurements off of this one to figure out where I need to put everything. And it looks like they're 2 inches. I'm using an 1 3/8 Forstner bit for the holes. So just a regular Forstner bit, 1 3/8. So they're 2 inches in and 2 inches apart from row to row, and 2 inches apart in each column. So that should make it pretty easy. And then the handles are, looks like 1.5 inches in. Yeah, 1.5 inches in. So how big is that? That's about 5 inches. Okay. guys.